There's a lot of people on the internet that tell you how you can make $10,000 a month doing nothing. Well, here's the reality. Starting a business is hard. It's for some people, it's not for other people. Most people who start a business will fail. That doesn't mean you shouldn't start a business. That means you got to understand that starting a business is for people who are made to start a business. You got to be willing to put in a lot of work. You got to be willing to work on weekends. You got to be willing to work on evenings. You got to be willing to work on holidays. If you're not, don't start a business. It is hard. If you can't deal with the risk, if you can't deal with the stress, don't do it. There's a lot of ups when you start a business. It's very nice to be the person behind the ship that's succeeding, but it's also very stressful and very not fun to be behind that ship, to be behind that business when you're the one that's failing. So not everybody needs to start a business, but what you can do is you could look at, can you see more career growth at your own job that you're at today? If not, do you look for another company? If you don't see it in the industry that you're in with the education that you have, maybe you look to get a new certificate. That way you can get a new career. You get a whole new career change. Maybe you were to take on a second job or a third job or a second side hustle. And maybe you were to now start your own business. There's no limit to how much you can earn when you start your own business. But you gotta be willing to learn. You gotta be willing to try. You gotta be willing to make mistakes. I think everybody at some point should try it, if this is something that you're interested in. But understand that starting a business is not linear. There's a lot of people on the internet that make it seem like it's this easy thing. You just got to do X, Y, and Z, and you build this amazing business that's going to make you all this money. If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. Building a business is hard work. It's going to take a lot of effort. And you got to be willing to risk your time, and you got to be willing to risk your money. It's not just the money in building the business, but now it's the money in learning. Starting by watching free content on the internet, then by reading some books, then you're going to want to take some classes, maybe get some coaching and some consulting. All these things can help you scale and grow your business, but it is hard work. And if you're not willing to do that, well, start with what's more accessible for you. But just understand that there are ways for you to earn more money. There's a lot of free resources that you can start with. As you start to find things that you like, be willing to invest, to learn more, to grow your income, because sometimes you got to spend some money to see those returns. But as you start to grow and grow your income, don't forget now that you want to be investing the extra money, because one of the fastest ways to build your wealth faster is when you get a raise, increase your investments before you increase your lifestyle. If you can do that, you're going to have the opportunity to see some real success. And one of the things that I talk about is living through that decade of sacrifice. The decade of sacrifice is going through 10 years of spending less and earning more so you can invest like crazy, because if you can do that at the end of that decade, you're going to live a completely different financial life, and it's going to allow you to have a lot more freedom, because once you own the assets, they are yours. I did a podcast recently where I talked about this, that the reason why there's a lot of similarities between fitness and money is that it takes a lot of hard work. And most people want to talk about how easy it is and you want the results, but many people don't want to go through the effort. But the difference between finance and your health is you can build reserves with your money that you can't do with your health. See, I can go on this amazing diet and work my butt off in the gym for 6 months and have this shredded six-pack and have 6% body fat and have all these amazing physical looks. But if after those 6 months, I then go back and start eating donuts and ho-hos and sit on the sofa all day watching TV, I'm going to lose my six-pack and I'm going to be fat pretty soon again. With money, it's a little bit different. If you build your assets, you build the cash flow, you can spend all the cash flow, be done with the cash flow, and buy a bunch of nice things and continue to receive that cash flow because you own the assets. You can build those reserves with your money and your wealth that you can't with your health. And that's why this is so important, is because you can build this wealth not just for yourself, but for your family and for generations into the future. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to continue your financial education journey, I have another video that I think you'll love. All you got to do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.